So let's study about more into the threat hunting. When we talk about threat hunting in detail, we usually have to select our approach. That with what approach we are going to execute the threat hunting and with what approach we are going to protect our system. So broadly, there are two approaches that are available into the security domain. That is, one is a reactive and one is a proactive. Okay, so if you are thinking like an attacker, it means it's a proactive approach. If you are thinking like a defender, it means it's a reactive approach. When we talk about reactive approach, it means that after something happened, then you try to defend your system, then you try to protect your system. But when we are talking about the proactive approach, it means you are thinking like an attacker that if this is my system, that how many ports are open. So you are thinking how many ports are open. You are doing a vulnerability assessment and you are finding 5 vulnerabilities. So you might think of a scenario that these 5 vulnerabilities are there and these could be exploited by your attacker, any attacker, anytime. So you try to patch it out. You try to close the unused ports. You try to see that what is my PHP version into my web application server. And if there is a old version like 6.0 or 5.8, then what are the vulnerabilities and what are the threat vectors that are targeting on these particular vulnerabilities? So to approach, we have seen that think like a defender and think like an attacker. And these approaches will be helping you a lot in order to make a system viable. What is the current need of the hour into the power sector? See, this is the real scenario when we talk about the power sector. Do what you can with what you have and where you are. These are the words from the Theodore Roosevelt. And he said that don't wait for someone to help you. Start initial uh, task, then there is definitely someone is there to help you out. So do what you can. So the best efforts you can do. Maybe you are not well versed with the technology of cybersecurity that much, but still you must start so that you can safeguard your environment with what you have, whatever you have. Whatever you have means your knowledge, the existing tools, the existing technology, the existing support. With all these things, at least you can start. And where you are, wherever you are, start with the uh, bare minimum resources and technology you people are having. So these are the points you must taken care of when you are starting with the threat hunting. Now, when we are talking like think like an attacker. So think like an attacker means you have to think in such a scenario that this is my system and this is connected to the internet. The system is connected to the internet and any attacker in any place of world, any attacker in any place of world can connect to my system using the internet. In the previous lectures, we have talked about the reconnaissance, like basic tool and map. You take a very basic tool and map, NICTO. These basic tools can find out the PHP versions of your system, the IP schemes of your system, what are the ports open into your system. So if attacker can find out, why not you? Why not you do efforts to find out the probable weakness, probable loopholes into your system before actually the attacker exploits it. So what attacker have? Attacker have a certain tactics, a certain techniques, a certain procedures. So as a security professional, you must be knowing that if somebody is targeting to me and I have certain resources to find out that what are the tactics, techniques and procedures, then I can ensure to enhance the high level of security into my organization. So we will see what is a tactic, what is a technique, and what is a procedure. So let's talk about tactic. Tactic is something, the overall goal or technical objective behind an attack. Goal could be reconnaissance, that somebody is trying to only recon you. Somebody can connect you for the persistence, that I am just going to do a persistent with the particular utility so that anytime I can launch an attack. So it doesn't mean that I'm not attacked, that the attacker is not into my system. It means might be that attacker has done enough reconnaissance, he have enough persistence into my system, but he is waiting for a right time. So this is the beauty of this particular tactic, that different tactics are there. Sometimes the tactic is data exfiltration. We will see each and every tactic, that what are the tactics usually attackers have. Then we have techniques. The first thing is tactics. So we are actually reading the TTP of an attacker. What are the techniques? Techniques involve the methods and strategies used to engage in the attack. So these are the different techniques usually the attacker is using. Then we have the procedures. So procedures is something, the tools and procedures and processes used to orchestrate an attack. Just think of a scenario that you as a person are learning something. Okay, you are as a person has a learning something, and with the amount of experience and time, you also develop certain TTPs. Let us take an example. Everyone has a particular behavior in morning. Okay, in morning, someone firstly brush his teeth, then he freshen up, then he ready for office, take his breakfast. So these are the routine tasks that that person is doing. So it is actually his TTPs, his technique, tactics, and procedures that he is using without invariantly of any uh, external support or any external directions. So in the same way, attacker has something, tactics, techniques, and procedures. And in the upcoming session, we are going to understand that how we can know more about the techniques and procedures of an attack.